Hey everybody, how's it going? You like that outside sound? I just opened my window because it was hot in here, and turns out that like 14 people are just urinating right outside my window, and hoping to get a little bit of spray of that. uh, just kidding. It's a storm. It was a beautiful day, and now it's storming. Uh, hey, Nornak, Wiggles, Synth and Coffee Guy, you should have a channel, probably. uh, or maybe you do, or maybe you're Venus Theory. Turn my microphone up a little bit there. All right. So today we're checking out the Roland stuff. What else is in the news that's not controversial? Nothing. So I guess we're just going to stay there. Yeah, I don't really have that much to say, that much to share. I'd like tell you about the video I'm making, but I don't think anything really entertaining, or there's anything entertaining about that. Or I would just give spoiler alerts, because it's like it's a list of things, and I don't want to give away the spoiler. I am, let's see. I'm looking at all right, just making sure. Always making sure that my, sound is not terrible. How about these panels? These panels are looking amazing as usual. Wanna thank Psy Acoustics. There's always a link in the description. And same from that video, I'm enjoying these Sennheisers through that Sound ID reference software. And of course I have my, did I close my mouse settings? No, of course I have my mouse settings open, because I have to switch the button constantly all the time, because I use one mouse through two different computers. So yeah, that's a lot of fun. I'm wondering when social justice is going to stand up for us left-handed people, because that's a legitimate struggle. It is. We have to spend more money on things like, well, now they have ambidextrous scissors, but my whole life I had to spend more on scissors if I wanted to cut with my left hand, but now I'm just used to cutting with my right hand. Maybe it's not that bad because we're better at boxing, which probably doesn't matter to most people, but matters to me. I think like in a bar fight, I don't think they're like, don't mess with that guy, he's a southpaw. You won't be able to time his right hand all that well. Yeah, so oh yeah, you know the kink as well. Sorry for anybody who's not reading the chat and watching this watching this later. I'm just talking about kinks. That kink up there. I've been thinking about that lately, and I think I'm actually going to replace the metal, because it drives me nuts too. Like, you're the first person other than my own internal thought process to mention that. So yep, I'm gonna have to do it. Okay, so yeah, Aquatic Borealis, you have a good point. When I was in kindergarten, I was forced to write with my right hand. I was just, the kindergarten teacher came over, and at some point, this is a true story, and I hope my mom's watching, because I don't know why I hope my mom, but my mom apparently remembers this. I don't remember. I don't remember anything that happened before I was 40. So, true story. Apparently my mother or grandfather came to pick me up from kindergarten, and I was tied to a chair with duct tape over my mouth. Like, that was the teacher's way of punishing me, possibly for being left-handed. Like, that this is how awesome my kindergarten was. And the name of the kindergarten was Dawes in South Chicago. And so in case you want to drive over there and take a shit on their doorsteps or something. And then when I was in third grade, I had a teacher who was a nun. And anytime I wrote with my right hand, I would get hit with anytime I wrote with my left hand, I would get hit with a ruler. She would just smack me with a ruler on my left hand and then put the pen in my right hand. And then after that, I don't think I had another teacher that gave a shit enough to actually pay attention to what hand people were writing with. Another true story. See, I'm just the stream started up boring, and now I'm just now it's turning into this like confessional. I used to write with the wrong hand. Another thing you won't. Okay, so I kind of know how to handwrite. I don't really know how to handwrite. Like it's not intuitive to me. Like I could like it's as if I were to tell you to like draw some stick figures or maybe like draw some symbols, you know, like maybe if you were somewhat familiar with Japanese or something else, like draw some kanji, you'd be like, all right. That's what cursive is like for me, handwriting. I've always been, because at some point in like 3rd grade or 4th grade, one of these nuns was just like, Ben, stop handwriting. I don't understand what it says, just print. And then everybody else was like, well, it's too late now, or, you know, he's too stupid, or I'm not sure what they thought. So I don't know how to handwrite. I only know how to print. And so my actual printing style was, this is either cool or sad. I'm not sure. I think if you're in Portland, this is cool. If you're from like Philly or Chicago or something, it's sad. My printing style was just from how I saw the people in my neighborhood printing, which was graffiti. And so like how gangs write their symbols on garage doors and stuff, that's actually my print style, is like the super fast graffiti print. So that's how I wrote papers when I was like, 12 years old. I just wrote graffiti about George Washington on notebook paper. And that's probably why I'm so fucked up. So anyway, here we are with Roland. Also, I could possibly be ambidextrous. Now, I don't think I'm ambidextrous, but I'm one of those people where I'm more likely to be right-handed when standing up and left-handed when sitting down. When I'm sitting down, I'm left-handed everything. But I bat right-handed, I golf right-handed. I don't think I use my hands standing up other than that. Oh, boxing, it's a little different. I always change stances. My right hand is the power hand, but that's because your left hand's in front. It's your jab hand. But a lot of times I would then, depending on like how injured my shoulders were or whatever, I would change stances. And depending on the fighter, if I was fighting a southpaw, then a lot of times I wouldn't want to be lefty. So going back, and I offered to fight iDubbbz, not because I hate him, but because he needs a influencer to fight him. And I offered, but he has not accepted the offer. I don't really want to like turn it into like a beef thing, but I really, really hope that I get put into that event, because I just need an excuse to like go back to the gym and get back into training. Like an excuse other than actually fighting another professional fighter, because I'm just too old and I have too much. I can't dedicate enough time to train for that. But I would love to be in some sort of sparring match for charity. That's like the coolest thing that I could do with my life right now in terms of just enjoying myself. Waking up in the morning, getting back in front of the speed bag and having a reason to do it and being like, I gotta fight iDubbbz or whoever it is. Even if I'm part of that event and fighting somebody else, I would love to do that. So hopefully that pans out, but it probably won't. So Roland, I have had quite the situation getting this thing set up, the old Roland Cloud. Let's just open up a 606 here and press run. Great. This has been not the easiest thing in the world to get up and running. I want to just say that like my initial review of this is that it was pretty convoluted and difficult to set up. It didn't really make much sense. I didn't know what I was supposed to be installing. And then it didn't tell, like, then I realized at some point that I had already paid, but it took like 2 days for me to be actually registered. And then, that's really annoying that it just wasn't instant. Like somebody over in Roland had to be like, press the OK button, and that guy only works once a week. And, somewhere out in Japan, a foghorn goes like, and he's like, oh, we got a new cloud member. And it's just this old man, and then, you know, on Wednesday, he like gets his cane and hobbles over to the lighthouse where there's the big button to allow a new member. I don't know what happens, but it sucks. Okay, yeah, Zen Beats. I have that thing. Let's see if I could. Cloud. Roland Cloud Manager. So this is, I'm probably going to give up my password or something like that because this thing is like totally inept. Or maybe it won't even open. Maybe it only hangs out here. Yeah, here we are. I don't want to check for updates. I want to open the app. Open app. Updates available. All right. So this is the situation. I just want to show you what this looks like. And Roland, I say this with love. The reason I'm doing this, and the reason I'm dragging your shit out here is because this is unacceptable, man. This is bad. Like, this just, like, okay, so software. I don't really know. So, okay, this says Pro. I'm Ultimate, which means I have the highest level of membership, which means I should have everything. But some stuff I couldn't install unless I bought a lifetime keys. And I was just very confused because I know that y'all are not dumb enough to charge me for crap after I'm paying the highest amount monthly in your subscription fee. So I just think it's confusing, and that's initially what I thought, and I was initially going to just have it out. Like, I was just going to, like, you know, like, just defame you for a very long time. But yeah, so a lot of the stuff, I just don't know what it is. I don't understand. Like, I know that there's some sort of like Zen something instrument that I don't, Zenology Pro, that's what it's called, and it's installed. And there is no incentive to make me give a shit about what Zenology is. I've played with it. I feel like I had a little bit better of an experience with it on iPad, but then on iPad, this stuff isn't available, which is stupid because, like, I can think of one good, accurate TB303 iPad app. I'm sure there's probably one that I haven't heard of. But, like, yeah, I mean, that's a market that needs things. I don't even see Zenology, so I'm going to search for it here in my plugins. This will load up in like 20 minutes. So, going back to this really fast, this whole thing was very confusing. And now it appears that I have things that aren't installed. Hardware, software. These are kits for the TR8S. This is all bundled into your software. Like, if I want to download everything, then it's also stuff for the hardware, like for your Phantom, and that's all just kind of like piled in with the rest of the stuff. So I'm not really sure. It's almost like you're just like, here's all the software we've ever had, ever, at your disposal. Except, you know what I bet you don't have? And this is actually going to be, this is for like Roland purists who are watching this. I have the TR8, and I've paid for the TR8 expansion, and I'm seeing if it's here, because it should be here, because the TR8S expansions are here. Yeah, and it's not. Why? What are you doing? Like, come on. All right, so like some of your hardware is supported here, some of it's not. My point being is that this is very confusing, and someone like me who does nothing but looks at software and hardware all day, like that's my, look at this room, that's what my job is. I should not be confused by it. I should be like, oh, this is, you know. Okay, so here's Zenology. I'm going to open up Zenology. And this is apparently, this is the first time I've opened this. I hope I'm blown away. I hope it's great. This is like, this is the flagship VST in all its glory. Why is it so small? Here we go. I mean, it sounds okay. Well, I don't know why there's a poly limit, but yeah, again, I don't want to be negative. Why is this so tiny, though? Come on. Okay, there we go. It's a little bit bigger, but it's still, it's not for the 4K monitor people. Can I make it bigger, please? Come on, give me some options here. All right. So you're going to want to buy a Fresnel lens to put in front of your screen if you have anything higher than like a 720p monitor. I mean, this sounds interesting. Oh, wait. I can't. When I have the browser open, it's like it's opening up another application I can't actually. So that's worth noting. And again, oh, zoom. Here we go. How did I not see that? There we go. That's so weird. Okay. Okay. So here's something I'm going to complain about. I got this swing set. If I open this up to go through the patch browser and I want to like turn the volume around or I want to move something else, I can't. It takes over. So I guess this is like stuff from... That sounds nice. Yeah, it sounds pretty good. I'm assuming that this is just like from the Phantom or something. I mean, there's a lot of sounds, I'll give it that. That's pretty cool. But then again, you know, it's one of those things where it's like, it's nice, but if you're going to be using a VST and you want like, you know, something like this, you're probably going to go with something like, you know, UVI or Contact. But, I mean, I don't know. I think this is for the iPad, so that's cool, I guess. Like, it's a good, what's the initial tone like? Interesting. Okay, so this is kind of like, reminds me a bit of like the montages, sort of the way that like the initial patches are set up. Okay, and then we have like sub banks, I guess, right? This one we could assign to basic synth. Synth Legend. This is not a TV303 saw, sorry. Okay, here's our normal factory presets. Yeah, Roland's piano sounds are pretty good. I mean, I feel like Roland, Korg, and Yamaha have their own flavors. Okay, this is cool, right? Can we see what's happening in it? Is there any animation? Pro Edit. Oh, wow, okay, so this is pretty much like a Phantom-esque. People are urinating again in the room. Interesting. So why? So we have 4 partials? Can we have more than 4 partials? Or maybe they're just using the word partial in a way that it shouldn't be used. Because I'm thinking like additive. It's like, why would you only have 4? We could have... I mean, okay, I'll give it. This seems pretty deep. This seems like something that I wouldn't be able to like figure out in the scope of the stream, which is nice, you know. I mean, it's not nice to not figure something out, but it's nice to know that there's like some depth here that... Oh no, not the scat patch. Bend range, let's just pitch bend. Alright, so... Random depth. Ooh, there we go. Now we're making some Mr. Oizo. Can we make... let's look at the actual... So weird. Yeah, I feel like this... Okay, so we get to choose PCM sync, noise, super saw. So even if we choose noise, it seems like everything is going to be here anyway. So the virtual analog. Shoot now. Alright. I feel like this would be really... Okay, so I guess like my initial thought here is that this would probably be really nice if you're familiar with like the phantom range and all that stuff. I feel like this is not the most intuitive interface to just sort of pop in, you know, in comparison to what's available for the computer, in comparison to Pigments or Falcon. Falcon's not the most intuitive VST. Its UI is its only problem in my opinion, but still compared to this, it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more like drag and drop ability. And can we right click things? No, only to type stuff in. Oh, we're in MIDI CC. Yeah. So this, I can't really mention any names, but there's like some companies that have private editors for stuff. Like they just have like literal private private software for presets, and this kind of reminds me of that a little bit. And like it seems like they just kind of made the private editors public and then maybe fixed them up a little bit or ran some compatibility. And like, you know, obviously the private editors are not so are these all effects? Obviously the private editors are not going to be super user friendly. Yeah, see, now this on the iPad, they had a lot of crazy effects. Like, I was impressed by the amount of effects. So... That's odd. Let's hear that reverb. I don't have much in... Wait, do I not see reverb? Am I blind? Tape echo. Oh good, we have warble. They must have their own reverb. I don't know. It's not like I'm gonna find some amazing reverb here or something. I don't really, but let's turn that pitch randomization down. That's creepy. Checking out the comments. Why do I say montage with such cadence? I don't know what you're talking about. I say montage just normal. What's another question here? Speaking of pigments, Have you messed with the generative aspects of it much? Yes, a whole lot. Like, it's Pigment's, the user interface is like, you know, it should be like the staple that other plugins use to try and reach in terms of like ease of use, because you could build a really beautiful generative patch really intuitively. I've never had to look at the manual or Google anything about Pigments, so that's nice. Sorry, taking a pill here. All right. Waiting for Black Friday for Pigments. I mean, Pigments is a deal. In my opinion, Pigments is a deal at, how much does it run? I think it's only like $100, right? I mean, I'd pay $200 for it and be happy. Like, not saying that you shouldn't wait for Black Friday. If you get the deal, then get it. But yeah, Pigments is like easily one of my favorite plugins. Okay, so Zenology, I guess I'm just going to assume that it's kind of like the Phantom engine. Not sure why it was so tiny to start. That was a little bizarre, but yeah, I wouldn't really, this wouldn't be like my favorite part of this setup. No. Anybody who uses FL Studio knows the constant accidentally cloning when you're trying to delete something problem. That, like, I feel like 50% of the time I try and delete something, I accidentally clone it somehow. Maybe I'm the only person who does that. Let's look at a Juno 60. This sounds good. Roland strikes me as like the type of company that would concentrate way more on sound than on like anything else. And it's kind of funny because a lot of times when I run into UI issues or when I run into something that's like not that, I notice this just from like, you know, reviewing things. A lot of times when I run into like a bunch of UI issues, then I'll like be more kind to the sound that I hear. Like with like Arturia, with Arturia Pigments, since we're using that as like our prime example of what a good UI is. I've never like listened, I've never like played with it and then been like, I don't know, like, oh, the oscillator sounds so good. The filter sounds so good. I'm just like zooming through it. And a lot of times if I run to a plugin that I'm having a little bit of trouble with, I'll be like, ooh, now that's a good, this redeems itself with a filter, huh? But this filter does sound good. I mean, it sounds nice and bassy. Yeah, I like it. Really? Pigments is $300. I thought Pigments was cheaper than that. I mean, I played with it briefly, like a demo or something of Pigments. Or maybe I saw a video of it, and I like had to have it so badly that like, because I have a good relationship with Arturia. I talk to them all the time. And I didn't even like ask them for a license. Like I was just like, nah, I'll pay for it. Like, it's worth it. Wonder if there's a way I could make this bigger than like, find the zoom, settings, nope, options, there we go. Okay, so these all have a, I couldn't really read that, but all right. So envelope 1 is always going to be that. That's cool. Is there a way to unbind this from tempo sync? I'm sure there is. That's good brass. Can we disable the tooltips? Because they're kind of killing me. No. It's a System 8 layout. Oh, I don't even know. Tooltips kind of bother. They kind of like show up when you're... There's one. Ambience. You know, one thing about, and this isn't Roland only, this is like a lot of companies do this. A lot of times, I'm just like, yo, Freeverb is open source. Like, Mverb, that's another one. Like, there's a lot of open source reverbs that like can run on virtually any low-level platform that you can just... You don't need to port your old reverb from your Phantom or whatever into, like... There are, but my point being, there are open source reverbs that sound better than this. I'm not saying to replace these reverbs with them. I'm saying maybe give an option to just, like, call it new verb. I don't even think they require attribution. Like, you could just straight up Behringer them and take them away. I mean, that sounds a little better than Hall. But, I mean, again, this isn't something I expect. Like, nobody buys a Roland product for... I mean, this sounds like criticism, but it's really not. Like, I would never buy a Roland product and be like, man, the reverb's not good enough, just because that's not Roland's thing, right? I mean, they have, like, reverb pedals, but they're always just, like, classic things. They're not... You wouldn't expect, like, Empress reverb or something. Yeah, so the lifetime synth thing, I was looking at that, and it's like they give you like, I think if you, like, buy now at this time, it says something like lifetime licenses are back, and I was like, what does that mean, man? And yeah, I'm not really sure what it means. I think, like, you get to choose one of these, but only one. And that means if you, like, get rid of... I think you have to stay subscribed for the year. Well, I mean, let's look. It's just... I mean, you know what? I'm never going to find it. It's pretty... It's like, get a free lifetime license for one of these if you pick. And then, like, have you ever seen, like, a car financing ad in the newspaper and you have that, like, the many paragraphs of, like, tiny text? It's kind of like that's under it. So I'm not sure what I don't want to, like, vouch and say that that you're getting a good deal or a bad deal. I'd have to read the contract. Okay, this sounds nice. Again, though, right? The reverb. Like, if they just put in... I wonder if I have an instance of Freeverb. No, I don't think I do. A Freeverb. Trying to think of, like, a marginally better reverb. What's a marginally better reverb? I mean, I'm just going to use Valhalla anyway. All right, just use this. This isn't this is much better, but here's the difference of how this pad sounds between 50% here, which is what, 122? Oh, we're going up to 255. Okay. Or 50% here. Oh, did I not enable that on the right channel? Let's do that A and B one more time. 50%. Okay. Reverb off. Now a decent reverb. All right. Let's do what we came here for. Oh, they got a Pro Mars. Hey, why is this kind of crashy right now? Weird. Not crashy. Weird. Maybe I just wasn't moving my mouse enough. All right, here we go. The 303. This is what we're here for. No, I don't want that. I do not want effects. I want a clean saw. Or square. Alright. Do they have a random key? Yes. This is what we're gonna hang on the random, or we're gonna find us a nice acid line. Ooh, there we go. All right. So we got that. Let's... The volume's kind of low on these, which is almost refreshing because I feel like every other plugin, the volume's just like a volume war with plugins. All right, let's mute this for a sec. Yeah, that's like really low, isn't it? I'll move it into a... Quiet boys. All right. Now, yeah, okay, I know that we have like, I was looking at screenshots of this. And what's our presets like? Just, oh, these are just patterns. This one's a little louder. Oh, I see, they're just drives. Whatever. That's not peaking for everybody, is it? Anybody, is it? Oh, I could answer your question there. So the reason why they, can I like clear this easily? The reason why they never did a proper reissue of the TB303 was because, I know this because I've been like an acid house enthusiast my entire life. The reason they never made a proper reissue of the TB303 is because it uses a 18 decibel filter, I think. Yeah, 18 decibel filter that was actually Moog's patent. And so it used a patented Moog filter. And I don't know the story of like why it ended up using that patent, or if they used it and then Moog patented, or the patent was pending and then it went through. I'm not sure what happened. But basically, by the time 15 years passed and it became like an iconic synth, because it was a failure. I mean, it wasn't a failure. It sold a lot as like a bass guitar emulator. But by the time it actually became a, sought after piece of equipment by acid house people, I think they couldn't just make it again. So in the late 90s, in like the mid to late 90s, I have like a collection of bad 303 digital 303 clones in the other room. Like it's actually like a thing that I've just sort of somehow collected from thrift stores, not thrift stores, but like used music shops over the years, like in the early 2000s. I even have some that like weren't for sale in the US. So yeah, they had a lot of like those, it gets a lot worse than the MC303. And eventually, I'm not sure then you had like the XOX box. That's not Roland's, but that was like the first proper analog emulation. I remember there being the Future Retro as well, but that doesn't sound like a 303 at all. The XOX box doesn't even sound like a 303 that much to me. And now there's like so many different ones. And this guy is like conveniently, one of my favorites. This one of my favorites is the bass bot, the Cyclone. It's fully analog. It has more ins and outs than the 303 did. And of course, I've had a couple 303s throughout my life. I had one like before they were, thousands of dollars, and then I had some after that. And anyway, so but it was meant to be a bass guitar emulator to essentially, when you didn't have a bassist, you'd program your actually, no, it's a good idea. Here, I want to look at the original manual. I want to show you how insane it is. Oh, this is the exact one we were just looking at. I want the original manual. Yeah, the manual's kind of funny. Okay, so it's... this is the original TB303 manual. It is... So you had to, like, know music theory, right? To, like, use this. It's pretty funny. It was like, no, this is... Here, to write and play a bass line... Here's your sample score. And like, it's so convoluted and difficult and hard to understand. It's like really a bad design, but it was a bad design that just caught on perfectly. And so the initial, concept was to just keep the cutoff kind of down and use the envelope as like a, cause this, I don't know if FM synth was really universal at then, because you would think that like a good bass guitar emulator for that period would be like a DX7 or something. But that's like, it is so utterly complicated to like make patterns. And then when you think about like switching the patterns while you're trying to play the guitar over it, or while you're trying to, so it wasn't made as like an electronic music thing. It was made as a bass guitar emulator. So here we are now. Now we're emulating it for a different reason. Why do I have... Wait. Oh. What's happening right now? Where's that first? Huh. Hello. What's going on? Uh-oh. We've switched. I did so much work to get that out of there. Oh, I see. It's moving around patterns like that. Oh, here's our options. Now I could zoom. And then sub output. Can I don't know how many outputs there are. Let's see. Okay, so there's multiple sub outputs. That's good. Because I definitely want... Yeah, okay, that goes to a different channel. All right, let's... There we go. All right. That's a flam. I wonder how to get an accent on it. Oh, I guess here. That makes sense. It's a loud boy. Instead. Now I wonder if I can copy this to the next pattern. That'd be handy. Oh, I see. Bring me to there we go, clear. And now we can copy. Oh, the right clicking up there doesn't work. Copy and paste. And then up here we can put a clap in. How do we get an actual chain going here? Loud clap. Okay, and then the first one can have a symbol. What's happening right now? This is like literally harder than an actual 808. Or I'm just stupid. I'm missing something. Like, how do we chain these? Maybe there's like a pattern switch. Oh. I'm pressing keys now, by the way. Why is it so much louder? Huh. Kidding me? So there are no pattern. I thought that maybe there'd be like some pattern sequence keys or something, like every other drum machine. Because that'd be nice to like use the shuffle of the 808. But whatever. What? Fucking ever. So whatever. Then clear this. Just reprogram the pattern. And then just do it here in FL Studio. That way we have a little bit more control over things. Nope. There we go. Literally the exact same pattern. I should probably turn my quantizing on, right? Yeah. I mean, this isn't like a truly, obviously this isn't going to be that, we're not getting the true experience here, but I also would like to have a lot more power over I would like to have a little bit more dynamic drum patterns. Really? It doesn't work on the MacBook Pro? Oh my god. That makes sense too, doesn't it? Okay, whatever. So we're just using this as like a 808 sampler. So far, I'm not feeling the different. I'm not feeling a reason to use this instead of a different 808. Like what's the other 808 I have? I'm not gonna like compare it directly or anything, but yeah, Nephaton I think is the name of it. Yeah. Like this one, Nephaton is, in my opinion, the leader right now. In terms of 808 clones. I think Roland would kind of be on top of that, but whatever. All right, where's that symbol? Because again, with Nephaton, you could do the pattern thing that I was hoping to do. It's a little too long. All right. And then cowbell. And then can we send the cowbell to a different... cowbell. Sub output. Wait, really? Oh, I see. Sub 11? Oh, that's odd. So wait. This goes to sub 11. Yeah. That's weird, man. Okay. Sorry, I know nobody can see what I'm doing here, but I'm trying to like split these up to where the kick would be on its own little mixing channel, of course. It's funny, I miss the ability to tune an 808 kick, even though I know you can't do it on the real one. Okay, let's give this like a ratty reverb. Okay. 303 back in the house. Let's hear that. Oh yeah, and again, probably want to save what we're working on right now. All right. All of a sudden, I don't like this pattern anymore. Let's try again. Okay, so TV303 actually has a little editor, which is handy. You could transpose things down or up. So this should be in C. Oh, right, I'm muted. make a actual pattern here. Maybe make these blasts a bit shorter and a little bit less cutoff happening. One thing about 303s is like something's always going to sound atonal, and you kind of want to just leave it alone. Like I'm always tempted to be like, I'm always tempted to fix it, but that's when it doesn't sound good anymore. Square is so much. You know, actually, if we wanna test a 303 properly, one thing that exists in the real thing is when you turn the resonance down, you get a massive decibel boost. And some people don't like that. Let's try it. What are we at right now? We're topping out at just under 6. Oh yeah, we got it. Wow, yeah, pushes it up 6 decibels. Yeah. That's nice. Maybe we can make that slide last a little longer. Actually, no, I'm happy with this. I don't have a problem with this. Let's bring in everything then. Okay, so TB303 should be in a duct channel. There we go. Now the kick drum's actually ducking it. Can't type, Lord. Actually, it's safer to do this. Ah, that's not safe. 303. And the 303 runs route to this track only. And then the Juno 60 can go there. And we should have a better mixed track. You cannot draw a slide. I tried. actually kind of disagree. I don't really necessarily need overdrive. I know that this probably comes with overdrive because I know that the first thing that I heard had blah. What did it have? See, this should be more intuitive, man. Like I know there's overdrive controls. Edit. What am I missing? Like, this shouldn't be harder than an actual 303. I'm not even looking at the chat. I know somebody knows, but I'm determined to figure this out for myself because I'm hoping that Roland actually looks at this. I'll look at this. We have a little list of patterns here. That just opens that up. And then we can't edit the same thing as the other one. Look at this. It's like a Visual Basic window. We're going to stand here until I intuitively figure out how to add overdrive or effects. Unless you just can't and you have to depend on the preset, but that would be crazy. Like, that would be so asinine if that were the case. So I'm going to click edit again. I'm going to look around again. And I don't want to screw up my pattern, so I'm not just going to press random buttons. Like, I shouldn't have to go to a preset in this little... Okay, fine. I'll look at the chat and see if anybody else is telling me. Top right corner. Oh, look. Look there. See that? Oh my God. Okay, guys. I don't need glasses. Okay, look at that. We found our overdrive and distortion. Oh, we could turn on metal. I don't want to use a separate VST. Like, I don't want, because I was about to load up a compressor elsewhere, but I want to use everything. I mean, we're already screwing that up with the reverb, but yeah, I don't want to be that negative. I'm just going to be that negative. Yeah, none of these are really doing it. And they have the delay there. Alright, we tried. Let's bring in an actual compressor. I want something gluey. I can't really tell. I don't want to complain and say that that this doesn't have enough bass, but it could just be. To be honest, I'm not that used to these headphones. Okay. This will do. let's load a TR727. Maybe just load a preset pattern rather than spending that much time here. I miss these guys. I had a 626. Still do, maybe. I think I gave it to 5-Step Path to Thomas Borosco. Wonder how he's doing. Haven't spoken to him in a while. All right. There we go. Oh, yeah. Wow, there's a lot of spam and I'm looking at this chat, and usually I just like unhide everything, and there is a lot of spam that's being I'm gonna ban some people from this chat. You, sir, are spamming. All right. Just listen to the old spam killer beat. I would count this as hate speech. Wish I could show y'all this. Yeah. Weird. All right. Odd. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I've seen the Erica DBO one. If it's anything 303, I've seen. This is like the one plugin I haven't tried yet because it's attached to this cloud. All right. What? That's strange. I did not expect that. There's like circuit bent or something. Am I missing something? Is this... No, there we go. Okay, basic kit. Reggaetron sounds good to me. There we go. That's nice. Give that a bit of verb. Maybe a plate would be better for this. A warm plate. There we go. And I would like this to also be ducked. Did I just hear two? It's not like I heard two different hi-hats start playing off sync or something. It was odd. Yeah! Where's that coming from? Everything kind of came unsynced, didn't it? Weird. So if I just hit play, like check this out. If I just go with like one bar here, I'm gonna press play and start everything at the same time. And then as it loops, it goes out of sync. again. Sounds good. Wow. So it actually misses the first note too on the so check out how this begins. Am I crazy? I'm gonna make sure that I'm not crazy. I'm gonna program a weird note for the first. What's something that's like really, yeah, that's cool, I guess. What's this called? The long whistle? Alright, so now it should, and let's make that really loud. Okay, and I'm gonna have it play at the beginning of each single little measure. Okay, so I'm gonna play that. Because this is actually a big problem if this is actually happening. Okay, now... Alright, let's do that one more time, and when the loop starts over, if it's missing, then we know that what I'm experiencing is real. Science. This is science. So right when it loops back to 9... Oh! Guys! Okay, so the sequencer is... Unless there's some setting that I'm missing, which I shouldn't really have to do. Let's see, where's the options on this one? Let's try and find the time. There it is. Am I missing something here? Send pattern to TR8. Lock. Let's maybe. Nah. I guess I can drag and drop the pattern to as MIDI to a FL Studio pattern. I don't really get it. So I guess we have to lock the position to DAW. Okay, and I guess to drag and drop, I would do it like so. Let's try this. No. Piano roll, maybe? No. Out of here. Drag and drop. Nope. Oh, man. And what if I did it into the main... Man, I hate having a stream that's just like a bunch of angsty crap, but this is kind of bad. Fine, then I guess we have to original layout aged, compact layout aged. All right, let's clear the pattern. If I can figure out how to do that. I'm not sure what DAW you can drag and drop the MIDI from, but it ain't this one. And I mean, you know, why would they test it with this? It's only the second or third most commonly used DAW. Oh yeah, right click. Okay, great. So we have to create our own little pattern. Wait. What am I missing? Oh, we're not. Are we in the wrong window? Oh, they're just really high up. It starts at like C5. All right. Easy, guys. Oh, Lord. just make a random pattern. I like that one better. Nah, get rid of that. There we go. And this. Alright. Now let's hear it. Oh man, I can't believe that sequencer is like utterly broken. Man, what a bummer. Sorry, I'm not going to click YouTube links inside my stream. Oh man, okay. Yeah, this is let's look at the SH101 and hope that's bigger than a pixel. Okay. It's like still oddly small, but we can make it bigger. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's they didn't actually make it just zooms into the same bitmap. I'm trying to keep it together here. I'm trying to stay relatively positive. Like, I'm sorry, how fucking lazy are you? Like, you're just zooming into the exact same bitmap. Like, look how tiny this is. This is how they designed it. And then they're like, and then let's give them the option to zoom. And then they just zoom into it. And now you have this, like... Of course, so when I click this, then I just can type in the name of the preset. All right. Yeah, these are a little louder than the other ones. This is chill lead. Oh, you know what? So one thing I wanted to check out. No, forget it. I'm never going to be able to find it again. I swear to God, I found some sort of weird option on the 303. Oh, yeah, it was this one. Condition. Yeah, I wanted to see what that did. I could turn the condition -128. It's nice that they have like a VCF trim, I suppose. Because it like every real 303 does sound kind of like its own thing. You know what? Actually, I'm going to transpose everything up. How's that sound? Transpose it up to D. Okay. Yeah, I like that better. And then this pattern can just be transposed up. Lovely. All right, now the SH101. just don't want the effects on this at all. There's got to be more patches on this. Yeah. Not really. Alright, this will do. God. The mapping is so far off. So I'm going to map this keyboard. I'm just going to press C3. It's like... Oh, I see. Weird. Fine. Sorry. I don't know. I'm going to put the mic closer to my face. I think that's probably the issue. And I could turn this down a little bit. All right. Yeah. Okay, great. Let's make this a little warmer sounding. Oh, look. Sorry. Again, I don't mean to bitch, but this UI. What happened to the cow? What? There's some mystery sound going on. It has to be here. Did you hear that? There's like a whale or something. Okay. Is it coming out of the 303? I'm so good. What? Oh. Weird. I must, okay. It's kind of funny. I was just like, what is happening? Oh, you know what? They have their own effects too. Totally forgot about that. I'm sure. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I'm not gonna be negative. I'm not gonna be negative Nancy. I'm gonna be positive Pat. Or maybe I'll just be realistic Ron. It's called like Zen effects or some shit. Yeah, okay, there we go. All right, putting some Zenology effects. Oh. Okay, so it's just the same thing from the plugin. I guess, I don't know. I guess those are like decent. I mean, they weren't really that great, but like, whatever. I'm just gonna shut up. What? Mode stereo mono plus left. Oh, what? Is this making sense to anybody? You know what? Fuck it. I don't care. I'm not using this. It's just like, I just want to finish this track at this point. I'm kind of over this. There, FL Studios delay. Can't go wrong. Wonderful. And then some reverb. Guys, I'm what is going on here in the chat? I'm just trying to trying to catch up here. The Roland Cloud S50. Yeah, I just keep reading. There's a Medium article. What is happening? I feel like I'm living in an alternate universe at the moment over this S50 thing. Okay. Anyway, let's. Yeah, Reza Records. I have no idea what you're talking about, man. Like here. It's I'm impressed because it's like very bizarre and I'm yeah, like who gives a shit? Like cool. You really like that synth. All right. Let's do a little recording here. Sorry, I'm showing your comments here. Yeah, is he like legitimately? Sorry, I can't tell, man. I don't know if you're like somebody who's just very upset about a synth or if you're a troll, just because you have been. So, if you could possibly do me a favor, and everybody seems to be kind of annoyed about hearing about the whatever synth it is that you're talking about. So, yeah, the S Cloud 50 VST. All right. I'm gonna Reza Records, I'm going to ask you, please, to not say the Roland S50 VST again. Okay? Or Cloud S50 VST. You can talk about whatever you want, but everybody seems to be pretty annoyed about this. And I would like you to not mention it one more time. Okay, great. I'm gonna look back at the chat window in a moment, and I don't want to see any mention of the fucking S50, right? Because we're gonna finish this track, and it's gonna sound nice. So enjoy it. We're gonna be good. You're being put on probation right now. All right. The fucking window. I'm just like, I don't want to see that fucking word again. Telling everybody. Don't, James, don't do that to him. He wants to say it. I'm trying to be fair here. I'm trying not to just ban people for getting too excited about, you did it. All right. All right, cool. You, my friend, are in timeout. You hear that? Listen. Why don't you listen to this? They're coming for you, Reza Records. Yep. And that's not the police. That's the ambulance, because I just hit you with the fucking ban hammer. All right. What was I doing? Oh, yeah, I was trying to make a track. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I wasn't paying attention. I need to hire a moderator. Don't worry, we'll fix this actual sound. It sounds poopy to me right now. Oh no, what happened? Oh yeah, we need to. And then here we go. And I'm gonna mute, or not mute, I'm gonna solo. I mean, this is kind of like an SH101 experience. We'll get it. I want it to sound kind of cruddy in its own beauty. All right. I would like to put the 303 through a gate reverb of sorts. Just do that with a nice little... There we go. Nice disgusting. I'm going to want to cut the low end. Map these to a MIDI controller because I cannot make acid. Honestly, on some plugins, like I can control the knobs in real time, but this one, they're not. It's not good. Situation is not good. All right. So let's just do this. I know that you could just right click here, but not in FL Studio, you can't. FL Studio has its own way of doing things. I guess I'll do one more. And then do decay. Oh my God. How many turns do I have to have? Oh, this is dumb. Sorry to be this. I wish I could show you what was happening on my desk right now. So like I have to turn this so many times. Oh my God. All right. Why would accent be before? Oh man, is this mislabeled maybe? No. Okay, I have to like. Okay, so to get, I'm gonna count how many knob turns to get this from 0 to 127 or 0 to 250, whatever, to 0 to 100 on the decay, right? So 1 knob turn. 2 knob turns, these are full rotations. 3 knob turns, 4 knob turns. So it's like the most accurate, the most fine-tuning knob. And I know that a way to deal with this would be to, you can do this in FL Studio, like if you actually wanted it as like a permanent setup, but you know what? I don't fucking care. Yeah, it doesn't actually do anything. So frustrating. So like what? If I link to controller and I could do something, I mean, this is like more of like the cool things that you could do in FL Studio, 4-time bigger increment. And now there, oh no, it actually got worse. And now decay doesn't work at all. What is happening? Oh, this is so wonky. Roland, what did you do? So what if I go with a 1/20th increment? Then it doesn't move at all. I feel like I'm using like, I'm trying to think of like the first DAW I ever used. Like just with this plugin at least. Okay, whatever. Default. Okay, so we got to use the knobs here. I guess we can't actually use a MIDI controller with this. I'm trying. Jesus Christ. All right. I mean, whatever. I'm just gonna just stop and shut up. Well, let's just learn something. Maybe here's a good tip for FL Studio. Make one main automation track that automates everything, and do all of your automation in that track, and name everything. That way you'll always do it. Name and color it. That way you'll always know that that's your automation track. Automation. Colored pink, purple, whatever. Okay, great. And then record. Bring the decay down. Right, that should have recorded the automation even further. Yeah, okay. So, what do we have? I wish that I could record more. I wish I could record a better acid line, or link these together in a way. I mean, I'm so tempted to just open a different 303 plugin, which is so sad, but, you know, isn't it? Isn't it sad? I just usually when I make a song, I never do it on my streams because I try and like keep things a little bit more visual for people. But usually when I write a song, it's all one pattern. I use one pattern. All the automation's there. All the notes are there. If I want to copy something, I actually go through and select and copy and then paste. Yeah. Okay. Let's compare this to a different 303. I haven't opened up a fake 303 in a minute. Oh man, there is this one. And there is, I don't even know if it's a 16-bit version anymore, but one of my favorites that I used to love playing with. Where is it? Yo, Arteria, how come you never made a 303? Oh yeah, ABL2. Yeah, it's bridged. I mean, maybe they have a new version. This is the best one, Audio Realism, in my opinion. This one was the most fun to play with. The most fun to program. The Foscion, whatever this is. Hoskion. That one's good too, but are we muted right now? No. If we just go into pattern mode really fast. Oh yeah, I want to mute this too. It has patterns separately down here. And I think you could load like the classic one too, right? I could load a different skin, but maybe not. Okay, so that one's good. That one sounds fine. Sounds as good as the Roland one, in my opinion. This one, I expect will sound better. And this one we have to have, this one I like because we actually have to see these little patterns. All right. So. Wonder if we can make this one bigger. I mean, this is old. I don't know if this is, I should look this up and repurchase it, because I mean, I purchased this like 15 years ago or something. This might even be a pirated version, to be honest, because I don't think you can have this. I think I just like needed it to load an old session at some point. Okay, so to program a pattern, that's how we clear it. Easy enough. And now, what are our chords here? We got D minor to, so D minor to F. So let's program a new, God, I haven't done this in so long, so forgive me if I screw it up, which I already did because I already pressed a different thing, but we could just play the pattern that we had here. There we go. It's a very exciting stream, isn't it? All right, let's hear it. Dude, that is a way better sounding 303. I'm sorry. This is not going through any filters either. Do you guys agree with me? Like, is this not, like, resoundingly better? And then if we actually run this through the same effects that the other one's going through. Yeah, this is like actually inspiring sounding. I like it. Okay. So here, this 303 from an old 32-bit plugin compared to this. Turn the resonance and cut off all the way up. what I'm saying? It like emulates that. Sorry if you can't hear me. It emulates that 18 decibel filter so much better, in my opinion. I mean, this is like the most subjective thing in the world. Like, is there anything more subjective than like which 303 sounds better? Yeah, this one kills. Well, good job, Roland. Awesome. All right, so, and this one has a way more intuitive pattern thing. And then we could also, just like load up a little sequence here. And you could also like copy patterns, like so. Copy pattern, and then go to this one, and then paste. And if I wanted to, like, this goes up to F, and so if I wanted to be lazy, I could just transpose up 2 semitones from, or 3 rather, from D to F, and now it should sound pretty nice. Oh, we should probably put in that pattern. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have had this run twice. I got my timing all screwed up. Pardon me. All right. And then this one is F major. So this one will sound like so. So our notes. Just catch our little G sharps and change them into A's. Change the. I guess you do have to know a little bit of music theory to some degree, but all right, let's hear it. Let's see. This should just sound way more melodically nice than before. I'm going to open up the filter a bit so we could hear it. And then I'm going to copy this, paste this here, and look at my chords again. Don't want another ghosty Juno note. So we're going D to F to A. Just keep that, blast that through. All right. Let's see if that translates to this. Yeah, it all works out. And so another fun thing that we could do here with this old one. I can't believe I'm even doing a fucking demo of this. I mean, it's like, I'm embarrassed for Roland at this point. So another thing that we could do is we could take these patterns, like this is actually something that's really, really useful and unusual, right? So I'm going to go into pattern mode. Okay, and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go into this pattern here, and I'm going to paste it. And now we should have the exact same pattern, obviously. But we could randomize the pattern and not the pitches. So if we want to keep this same scale, nice. So now all of a sudden we have like this way more dynamic pattern. So I bet we could even like, don't start over, buddy. So yeah, we could essentially take the whole thing and like reformat it to have the same, you know, acid melody, but different patterns. So it's actually a pretty useful way to be a lazy acid producer if you want. That works. Ooh, yeah. And then finally, copy and new one, paste, and ooh, big truck outside. Ooh, I like that growliness. We could actually break that up a little bit. All right. Let's move back into this track here. And guess what I can do? I'm going to get rid of the TB303 plugin because it's useless at this point. Sad as that is. And I'm going to bind my cutoff. There we go. Nicely done. And I'm just going to use my mouse on this one at the same time because these knobs are a little bit less unruly. I'm going to go back to that automation channel. And we're going to start right from scratch with a nice empty sounding 303. And then this will be my... All right. Let's do it. Want to be in song mode, obviously. Duh. Oh, you know, it might be a good idea to actually have the 303 line. I'm not smart. Okay. There we go. All right, now this should be should be it. Funny, I can't even hear what I'm doing, but I know how I want it to sound, so alright, we can just keep this acid line continuing here. Not that one, this one. There we go, see if that... Okay. Let's run this through some secret sauce. Not secret sauce. Let's run this through some very obvious, you'll see everything sauce. We want it to sound like tape, of course. That's not the plugin I wanted. Satin? Was that the one I wanted, maybe? Yeah. I think we wanted satin. Satin. No. No, I hate satin. Sorry, that's a strong word. I don't hate it. I just never ever use it. I've opened it like 5 times and then like, never mind. Trying to remember the tape plugin I have. I have a really good one somewhere. Could it be this one? Clearly not. Oh! Come on. Fuck's sake. Will this ever end? All right, let's see if it's saved. Auto-saved. Nope. Cool. Well, you know what? We just won't be able to listen to that ever again, apparently. It should have auto-saved. Trying to remember where the... I know that FL Studio's auto-save location changes like every week. Let's see where it is currently. This is like the worst stream yet, I think. Documents, image line, FL Studio. Projects, backup. All right, the last backup was at, really? Oh, wait, never mind, I'm reading this wrong. 9:06 p.m. Okay, that's not that long ago, right? Unless this is like literally what we just opened. No, it's taking longer. Yeah, okay, we're back. It's exactly what we had. Oh my God. Roland, dude, this never happens. I mean, I don't mean to be unfair at this point, but like, I have to blame the Roland plugins because like, this is not the case with me ever. Like, these are all things, a lot of these things are things I open up. Like, I just opened up the, what do you call it? God damn it. I had it on the stream. It was the VHS, Super VHS. Like I've used that subtly on I've used that on like 15 channels at once. And I was just loading up one instance of it. But now we have the new skin for baseline, so cool. All right. Yeah, I wonder, this makes me want to test it out, but all right, I'm going to delete this. Let me look again. All right, so we have, so I'm just loading this in a different window here. The Baby Audio Super VHS. Okay. I feel like it crashes if the plugins are playing, if I load something new while the plugins are playing. So I'm going to do the old vintage warmer. Another thing that I should update, I think this is like a 6-year-old instance. Is Vintage Warmer like 3 out yet? Oh yeah, that sounds gross. I love it. Probably too loud for the stream too, so maybe I should turn down the old master channel here. You know, maybe the Super VHS is not what I wanted for this. I like it. I love the plugin, but I think I don't like it as like the master. I like it as yeah. Oh, DAW cassette. Maybe that one would be good. Yeah. I wonder if I could keep the we don't need a plugin. Maybe this works just fine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that works. How's the saw sound? All right. Well, we got one more thing to look at really fast. Just to be fair, I just want to show you something. I'm not going to play with it because don't have time. I've been on the stream for two and a half hours almost. So this is Roland Cloud, and then there's like Zen Tit or something, Zen Beats. And there's, oh, that's big. Boom. Yeah, I'll decide later. New song. This is their little DAW that it comes with. You don't have to use FL Studio if you don't want. How about that for some mouse beats? What? I can't hit record and it's just... Ugh. Okay, so this is essentially like a Windows build of the iPad app. And this isn't it. I mean, there's more to it. There's like I swear I made something on the iPad when checking this out briefly that actually was not the worst. I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. Okay, but, so you could load instruments. And I think on here you could actually load the plugins. I think. Right? Yeah. Loading TB303 via, yeah, because you're just loading VSTs at this point. They didn't actually build the 303 for... Yeah, they didn't actually build the 303 for iPad. Yeah, and so, I mean, that's what you're... Doesn't automatically detect my controller, that's fine. Yeah, whatever. So that's what that is, essentially. It's like a DAW for beginners, I guess. Like, I wouldn't... It's not very powerful. But that's fine. I just wanted to show it to you. Just wanted to show you that you don't have to use your own DAW if you don't want to. So for all of this, I am paying... And you could get a trial, by the way. Membership. $200 a year. Or $20 a month. And you could get all of the plugins that I played with, except for all of the ones that I replaced the shitty sounding ones with. So, how much is ABL? What's the deal with that? Audio realism baseline. It's still a thing. Oh, it looks way nicer now. Incredible. How much? Oh, they got 3? Yeah. Wow. Purchase. $95. A little steep for like one emulation, but yeah, it's good. I don't mind it. Like how much would it cost me to buy the 303? Can I buy the 303 here? Yeah, a lifetime key of this 303 is $149, whereas here it's $95. Yep. I think I've chosen my winner. My wiener. Actually, this is not the one that I was using. I actually don't even know. I mean, it could sound worse. Maybe they went crazy and made a shittier version. This is Audio Realism Baseline 2, which costs... Wait a minute. I think it's free. Is it? Yeah. I think it's free. I think. Am I crazy? Well, Oh, and Pro. Oh, I remember this. This is so old. Okay. I'm gonna like hurry up and get out of the stream, but or I was going to do that, but I'm gonna rather just pee because I have to pee really bad. Be right back. All right, I'm back. Okay, so what's the roundup? Yeah, what does Baseline Pro? I don't know if this stuff's even being updated anymore, to be honest. I remember Baseline Pro being like a pretty big deal when it first came out. It's not, but I think it's been out for a long enough time to where like you really shouldn't care about it now, unless they've updated. I mean, they may have updated. I'm not gonna like give it a, not gonna say anything negative about it. I just have no idea when the last time they updated this was. So, but, and then Read Dominator. What was that? Oh wow, for the Alpha Juno. Very cool. Yeah, I like how this is the winner of the stream, like all of the Roland stuff. I guess like um huh. Okay, so I guess the takeaway here is that I mean whatever, man. The Roland Cloud is objectively let's the purchase and registration process was bad. It was very confusing to figure out what I owned and what I didn't and what I had access to. And then it took like 2 days for them to authorize and allow me to download the software that I already paid for or that I'm already paying a subscription for. I'm still not sure if you can just get a lifetime key for this without having to I'm not sure if you could get a lifetime key for this without having to like be a member for a year. Totally not sure how the lifetime key thing works. I know that they have like okay, buy the upgrade and get a custom 1 year Roland Cloud Pro membership for free. Okay. Okay, pay for life is back. This is what I was talking about. All right, so buy a year and play for life. So if you buy 1 year of the subscription service, you get lifetime keys to what? Okay, here's where it feels like it reads like if you buy 1 year, you get all these for life. That is not what is happening. Okay, Play for Life requires the purchase of annual pro or ultimate membership to Roland Cloud. At the end of your annual membership, choose 1 legendary lifetime key for pro membership or 2 legendary lifetime keys for ultimate membership. So you only get 2 products. Promotion terms and conditions. Zenology Pro are both excluded from the lifetime key selection, so you can't have the Zenology thing if you wanted to have like the Phantom editor. Lifetime key collection is also Zenology Pro analog icons is also excluded. For your selected lifetime key use rights, you must maintain an active Roland account even if you do not renew your Roland Cloud membership. With your cloud, whatever, I'm not even going to read that. I mean, this is already not that enticing. Okay, so starting over. So we tested this out. The registration was kind of a nightmare. I didn't really know what was installed, what wasn't. Apparently a bunch of things still aren't installed, but it seems like most of this content is just, it reads as software, but it's just sample packs for the software. Or not sample packs, or presets for the software. The knobs were kind of convoluted. They didn't really pair with my MIDI controller that well. The biggest violation of musician law here was that all of the drum machines, the TR-808 and the TR-727, at least from what I saw, they couldn't sync properly. If you looped something around again, then it would go out of sync by like 70 milliseconds or something. And not only that, but it wouldn't play the first note in any of the sequences if it looped over. It would just be this empty thing. And if you recall, we tested that to make sure that I wasn't crazy or that I wasn't like misunderstanding with the problem. So essentially, if you are making a song on this software, if you are actually using it for a session, you have to program all of your drums in an external piano roll and then send them MIDI to the actual thing. So that means that any ratcheting, or then you have to send them to like the 808 or the 727 or the 707 or whatever it is. And that means that like any swing or ratcheting controls or any of those things, those are lost. Those are not part of the deal anymore because of this bug. Roland, you guys need to fix that. Like that's a killer. Like that right off the bat, I cannot recommend it because of that, because you can't actually use the software. You can't actually use the 808 sequencer, right? Which is one of the reasons you'd get that, because how many, otherwise you could just like load 808 samples into your own little drum machine. Oh, okay. And then here in my chat, I see that you cannot install the sample content anywhere but the OS drive, which I noticed I could not choose where I was installing anything. Yeah. As far as the 303 goes, no. All of the software, you don't even... You have VST3 stuff here that's not rescalable. You have VST2 stuff that's 64-bit that is not using any vector in the design, in the UI. It's just using a bitmap, which, okay, a lot of stuff does that. It's not very memory efficient. It's not very like movable, but okay, a lot of VST, to be fair, a lot of VSTs still do that. But when you zoom in on this tiny thing that like is unusable, when you zoom in on it, you're just upscaling the bitmap. You're not making a new bitmap. Like that is just fucking lazy. Like there are synth edit plugins that don't have that. Like I've made reactor patches that were like different scales of it. When I grew it, I didn't just like make it bigger or add something. I remade the interface, and that's a reactor plugin that I use. That's like not something that I'm releasing as Roland, the I think biggest synthesizer company in the world. So this is objectively a dumpster fire, and I do not recommend it. And I really was excited about it because I thought, in my head, I had the idea of making some acid tracks using a bunch of classic experiences. And I didn't get that. I got the classic experience was like using Cakewalk Pro. That's what it reminded me of. It reminded me of using, Digital Performer or something. So yeah, you got a lot of work to do. And another thing that you didn't, I'm not going to like bust out the iPad here, but I tried this on iPad and it was usable, but at the same time, like, why didn't you make a 303 for the iPad? Why didn't you make an 808 for the iPad? Like, you just have the Zenology synth have a 303 patch, but it doesn't have the sequencer. Like, nobody cares about a square wave. Like, they want the 303 sequencer with all the slides and everything. And so even there, it got put behind something like Core Gadget, which, to me, the interface and everything else was like a million times more powerful. And you can buy it for, it goes on sale, but I don't know how much Core Gadget is. I know it's expensive for an app, but it's like $30 or something. But like, it's worth it. And you get to keep it forever. Whereas like this is a subscription service. And yeah, so I'm hoping that somebody from Roland actually watches this stream, because Roland also, sadly, is one of the worst companies when it comes to communicating with artists. And I hate to say it, but like for me, it's always been a nightmare communicating with Roland. And I hate that. I don't like it. The only time I've ever been contacted directly by Roland about one of my videos was with the MIDI guitar, the Boss MIDI guitar thing. And it was the actual like developers on the team. It wasn't like a PR person. Like anytime, Roland, a PR person asked me if I wanted to do a V-drum thing. And I was like, yes, I need new V-drums. Roland's V-drums are the best in the business. I need new V-drums. And never got a response. A year later, hey, do you want to check out this next thing of V-drums? Yes, I want to make a video on V-drums. I will happily spend a week making a video on V-drums because like it's something I'm very interested in. I've been holding off. Just ghosted. Never talked to again. Like, this shit's unprofessional. Fix it. Anyway, sorry. I'm on a rant and I'm done venting. No, I'm not gonna make a rant video against Roland. There's no point. I mean, I'm sure it'd get a bunch of views, but I feel you have to be like Uli Behringer level to. You have to actually. Oh, speaking of, so Behringer apparently sent out a bunch of synths. I have pictures of like the trucks being loaded and stuff like that. However, I have reached out to them about. There are some charities here in Atlanta, and one of them it has a little recording studio, and I'm not gonna mention them because I don't want to like put them in the limelight or spotlight in regards to this, especially since like since Behringer seemingly has hooligans that are just like the worst trolls. But anyway, there's a charity here in Atlanta that's like a children's charity, and it's like a children's education and shelter charity, and it's great. I love it from everything I've heard and everything I've seen, and I visited briefly. And they have a room that is a starter recording studio, and I mean it's essentially some cheap monitors and a computer. That's all it is. And what a perfect time of the year. Taxes, end of the tax season, Christmas is coming up. What a perfect time of the year for Behringer to just, give this place a makeover with a bunch of tax-deductible donations of synths and MIDI controllers and monitors and audio interfaces. Or just one of each, doesn't need to be that many things. And it would cost them close to nothing. And I've emailed 2 different people from Behringer, and I've not gotten a response. And it was a while ago when I emailed them. I really, really wanted to make a Behringer redemption video before the end of the year, but the end of the year is coming a little bit faster than I think that's going to happen. So, unfortunately, yeah. Unfortunately, unsurprisingly, Behringer is not going to step up to the plate there, because that would have been a nice video. But I'm starting to think that Behringer doesn't want to be the good guy. I think they kind of like being the antagonist. So whatever. Yeah. So What else? That's about it, I think. I'm sorry that this stream was so negative. I kind of had a feeling it would be. I think even in the description of this YouTube video, it's kind of it's kind of negative because like I had so many issues installing this, which I paid for, by the way. Like I wasn't sent this for free or anything like that. I don't think I would have been any nicer had I been, because this was just a gigantic. The time I spent trying to install this and get it working and all that stuff just kind of feels like a waste of time. Like, and that's not even saying the quality of the plugins. It's just like the process was a waste of time. Like if I have to install again, like if check this out. Oh, whoops, open the wrong thing. I'm gonna open up something called UVI Portal. I mean, I'm sure somebody has this, right? This is UVI Portal, and UVI Portal just has all of my UVI things, and if I want to install them, like if I have something new that is not installed, I could just click install all products and tell it where I want it to install up here. I have this nice little preferences thing, and then anything that needs updates, I can just press update all products, and it's that easy. It's very, very simple. Arturia, same situation. Like, if I'm paying a monthly fee for a cloud service, that is a prerequisite. Like, you need to, like, it needs to be like Adobe Creative Cloud, which I hate, by the way, but Adobe Creative Cloud, you just say, I want this, 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 and this, and it handles everything for you. You don't have to go through one by one this bullshit. So, whatever. I don't know. I have a feeling at this point, this is so abysmal that I honestly have a feeling that Roland like made this and just kind of was like, never mind. You know, like maybe they rushed it for the pandemic or something. Well, no, because it came out in 2019. But yeah, I think they just kind of realized that they're not in the software business, and now they're just kind of letting it float. I have no idea. I'm not gonna say that that's how it is. I'm just guessing. So I would say no. The TR8S is one of the best. I'm sad that I have I'm sad that I have a TR8 and not a TR8S. I've been tempted to buy a TR8S many times, but I don't really need it. So yeah. All right, so I guess that's the end of my stream. Sorry it's so negative. I want to thank, again, PSY Acoustics for all the amazing stuff in the background. Looks beautiful in here. I feel like a professional streamer and a professional jagoff. And I want to thank my patrons, because that's how this whole thing started. I said, yo, if you sign up for my Patreon, I will have a stream every week. And we have been going strong. I only missed like 2 of them, right? And it was because I was either out of town and didn't have internet, or, you know, some sort of weird thing like that. But I want to thank everybody on my Patreon account, because even the dollar people, because just the number, even like obviously, you know, a lot of people are paying just $1, and that's fine. Like we pay whatever you can afford, but just knowing, like seeing the number grow every month, not that it's like growing hugely, like it's you know, it's kind of hovering around 700 patrons, but like just seeing that up there and seeing that number increase really kind of pushes me to keep making new content. And more importantly, when I see like my YouTube subscribers go up or something like that, I'm like, well, you know, I made a video that fit into the algorithm, or I made a video that was like likable enough to where somebody, you know, clicked it. You know, they're like, oh, I learned something about audio from that. But my patrons or my Patreon members, they understand, most of them at least, I'm assuming that they understand that like I want to grow this channel into something much bigger, into something much cooler, and not necessarily just something where I'm reviewing audio hardware and software. I want to go into science, and I want to go into much deeper and better things. And so when I see that number grow, even all money aside, it makes me realize that support's there, and it makes me more comfortable moving forward in that direction. And that is awesome. That's what I'm excited about. So, yeah, thanks everybody. And, Roland, hope you watch this. Sorry for shitting on you for so long. Yeah, have a great evening. I should have a new video in a couple days. And aside from that, I'm going to go pour a glass of bourbon. And actually, I think I'm just going to go right into recording the video as long as my voice can continue not being too hoarse. Okay, bye everybody. See you later.